Take two. Well, I did a whole video again and it wasn't running. The dogs were barking, so I let the dogs out. When I came back, I turned it back on, but I didn't turn it back on. Then I talked for about 20 minutes, and then I just realized, oh, it's not moving forward. Now the light is changing. It's getting darker again in the room. What's a girl to do? So, quick recap of what I've talked about. Maybe this will be a better video. I don't know. Now I'm off center here. Let's see. I don't want to move that. That whole thing will shake. So we'll just be off center. I talked about a couple things. I think one topic I'm going to skip for now. So I pulled from the Art of Life today. I hadn't pulled for a while, and it said, the first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. Oh yeah, and there's a pretty little picture of a little car there. This is done by Roger de la Fresnaye, 1968. It's found in the Paris Musée de la Vie de Paris. Ooh, so don't stay where you are. If you want to get somewhere, you got to move, and that's so true. So what I talked about in the last video is I wanted to talk about my success at the market this year. Now I write books and I sell paintings, and I do tarot, and I have, this is a quick recap, and I have a house and I have a barn, and I sell out of the barn as well. But this year I went to the farmer's market to promote the barn and promote the barn and my stuff that I sell. I hadn't been to the market in a couple years because I had purchased the house and was redoing everything, and so finally it was time to go out there and Now, I did sell things, and it was a lot of fun. It's always, I know a lot of people at the market because I was there for 7 years before that. I know, and I'm on the board, so I know a lot of people and stuff. And now the dogs are barking again, but they're outside. Should I let them bark? No, because they won't stop. Okay, we're going to try this again. I'm going to turn this off and try to make sure it's turned back on when I come back. What was I talking about again? Oh, the farmer's market. Okay, so I'm back. So I did the market. Whoa, and I did okay with selling my art and my books. My books in some ways did a little bit better. But what I did do, which I have been wanting to do for very many years, and I didn't do it because I didn't want to bother. And this is something for you to consider if you're selling anything. You could be selling a product, you could be selling your services. Is to get people to sign up for your email newsletter. Now, I've been selling since 2003. Started with my books, and then later I started with my artwork. I have met hundreds of people, probably maybe even thousands over the years selling. And I never had a sign-up list on a sheet on my table. And I don't know why I didn't do it, because I know I should do it. I said, oh, who cares? I thought I should do that, and I didn't do it. Now, so I went to the market this year. Now, because I have the barn and I have a gallery and a shop there, I do have a sign-up list at the door, but I don't promote it. I just there, on a table with a pen, and I had, before I went to the market, I had 30 names. So I had 30 names for a newsletter, for an email list. And then I went to the market, and I got another 70 over the summer. And so now I have 100 people on my list. And what does that mean? I mean, does that mean they're going to buy stuff? No, not necessarily. But what it means is I'm going to send them a newsletter. What it means is I got to do a newsletter, and I've got to think about what I did in the past, what I'm doing now, and what I plan on doing in the future. I need news to put in the newsletter. So the advantage of having a newsletter isn't just getting names and getting their email addresses, which are great, but it's making me think about what I'm doing, what I've done, and what I plan on doing. It's giving me and I do it every month, so I'm doing it monthly now. And so it's giving me structure. It's making me plan. It's making me think about, what was successful in the past, what could be successful in the future. It's engaging with my fans. Well, not my fans, but it's also asking questions of them. What do they want? What would they like to come to the barn for? I talk about tarot readings. I talk about all kinds of stuff. Like I had a class on doing little ATCs, and I'll put up this. This is a little one that we did, and I'll put this as like, oh, this is what we did for the class, and if you want a class like this, then let me know, and I'll schedule a class. I put down anything that if I did a new painting, I'll take a picture of the painting and put it then in there and say, well, this is what I'm working on right now. Of course, I'll talk about classes, and so it's really a wonderful thing to collect names and then to commit to writing the newsletter. Now, I did use a MailChimp. I think 2 years ago, I started. I had some names, or a year ago, or I don't know. I started with a MailChimp account, but I couldn't import the addresses, so I kind of gave up. So now I just use it for my Gmail account. I blank copy people so that people don't know who else is getting it, and I say on the bottom, please, if you don't want to receive this newsletter, let me know and I'll remove you from the newsletter. And I haven't gotten anyone requesting to be removed from the newsletter, so I think that's probably a positive thing. So the thing is, it keeps you, you get a list. So when I put out new products, or if I know where I'm going to be in like 2 months, I'm planning going to Buffalo to sell in an art venue. I'll put that in there. And maybe someone will come up to Buffalo. Maybe someone is actually from Buffalo, and which isn't unusual. I get a lot of people at the market from all over. They're from Buffalo, they're from Cleveland, they're from Pittsburgh, and they come to Westfield because Westfield's kind of in the middle of all those places. So start asking people for their names and email addresses. It's the easiest thing in the world to do, and the bonus is not just getting their names and their email addresses. It's to keep you honest. It's to encourage you. I mean, I will send out an email every month, and I will figure out something to say in the email. So it's a winner-winner. It's a win-win. And if I had been doing this, I'd probably have 102 names. No, maybe I'm sure I have more if I had started earlier. Now, I knew to do this a long time ago, but I wasn't doing it. But I did do it this time, and what I didn't realize was that just the act of having that list is making me think more about what I plan on doing in the future, which is really good. So that is that. The other thing I mentioned at the other aborted video was habits. I was talking about habits. That's a lot of things to say about habits, good habits and bad habits, and how we deal with our habits and how we can change our habits. They say it takes three weeks to change a habit. I don't know. I think it depends on what the habit is. Anyways, I have an addiction to buying tarot decks. I'm sure many of you also have that addiction. And I have them everywhere, and I've spent in the last year a lot of money. I'd rather not think about how much, but I would think if I added up all my decks and gave them like a median price of $23, which is, I think, it may be $25, and multiplied it by the number of decks, that's a lot of money. So now I am deciding I couldn't just stop buying decks. It was too hard. So instead, I started buying something else that's not a deck. So I'm still buying, but I'm not buying decks. And so I'm buying something that's going to make me happy, and something that I can actually use instead of just look at from a distance and say, gee, and feel guilty about. So I've been buying, even they notice my new rings, and my nails are all messed up. But I've been buying these rings. They're only $10. And I bought 3 rings. I bought 5 rings. So this is something that I'm buying, is this crazy boho crone ring, which I love. And I have small fingers. This is a man's ring, size 9. But I love it. Anyway, so I'm buying rings. and buying like little jewelry, kind of look going on Amazon, and I'm not spending more than $10. So I think that's good. And I get to wear these, and I get to, then I get to, if I wear this, I want to look better. I want to like do my hair, do my makeup or something. So, you start with one thing and then maybe it changes other things. That's cool. And it doesn't cost much. $10 is not much. Now, what else did I buy? I bought rings. I bought some really cool tri-metal rings. They were cuff rings, but I haven't gotten them yet. I wanted to show those, but I haven't gotten them. So, the other thing I bought a couple of these things. These are like those hand warmers, but they're fingerless, so you can type and you can do things with them. Now, the other nice thing about this, now this was $20. See, now I'm breaking my rule. I want to spend $10. But these are lined. So instead of looking at tarot decks, I'm looking at, this, and I'm looking at my rings. I did buy a necklace, some kind of surgite. It's some kind of something from Russia that's supposed to make you just like heal everything in your body. Shungite. I bought a shungite necklace for like $10. It's a big crystal. I should have it here to show you. It's black though. You probably wouldn't notice it that much. Should I go get it? Oh well, maybe not. Maybe I'll show it next time. So, so that's my scoop. My scoop is to you're not going to go on. You're not going to get anywhere unless you start changing things and you start moving in some direction. You got to move in some direction. If you're selling services or product, get people to sign up for a newsletter and then do the newsletter, and that will make you think about what you're doing and where you're going. Because otherwise, it's just like I sell here, I do that, but you're not really. It's not forcing you to think about momentum. It really does help with that. And the other thing is, if you're buying decks, a crazy amount of decks, maybe it's time to take a break and buy other things. No, you don't have to buy just decks. You can buy other things. I'm not a big shopper, so we'll see how long this lasts. But I kind of like this, especially for the winter. And what is going on for the winter? I'm starting my new book. I got the cover. Whenever I start a book, I get a cover. I may not use that cover, but I usually work on a cover for inspiration. The new book is called Howie in Love. It's a sequel to Murder in the Pachysandra, which is a little old lady mystery. So this is the little old lady and her friend moving on to another book called Howie in Love. Howie is her son. Howie falls in love with a woman who's very beautiful and very young, and who's a widow, and her sister is a widow, and her mother is a widow. And so Hattie, my old lady investigator, is a little concerned about what her son is getting himself into. So that's the book I'm writing right now. Hopefully it'll be done sooner. Well, maybe 6 months, I'm hoping. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on now. I haven't been doing any drawing, any art at all. I have been doing the playing card readings with playing cards, and I've been doing deck reviews, and I just finished up a home study group at my house for tarot. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That's another thing, guys, you can do if you I don't know, if you have friends, or you can even put it on Facebook. I don't know if you want people knowing. Well, you can put it on Facebook. I mean, that's where I put my information on Facebook. Now I put it on my newsletter. But if you want to have a home study group, look for people like-minded as you are and who are into tarot. Some communities, like I live in a very small community here, and there are other tarot readers, but or spiritual type people that, but they're not really connected. All the people I got interested in the tarot home study group were people that weren't doing tarot but were interested, and that's kind of fun. So you get yourself a group to meet, and you don't have to meet your house. You can meet in a coffee shop or something. And coffee shop, cafe. What do they call these things now? I don't even know. Bistro. I don't know. You can meet anywhere, and then we did it for 2 hours, so once a week for 4 weeks. So you could configure it however you like. But that's a good way of learning the tarot and being with other people and sharing your thoughts and your decks and everything else. I guess that's it. The sun is moving, so I have to wrap this up And it's 15 minutes. Oh dear. Okay, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and maybe you want to buy a ring or some. We'll see you. Bye. Oh, have a good day too.